of ambassadors.
نرحب بكم في هيئة قناة السويس، رمز الإرادة المصرية وتاريخ مصر.
I would like to avail myself of this unique opportunity to welcome you all here in the Suez Canal Authority, the symbol of Egyptian perseverance along history.
نرحب بكم كأصدقاء وإخوة أشقاء للشعب المصري.
I would like to welcome you all here once more in the Suez Canal Authority as deep profound partners and strategic friends.
نرحب بكم في بلدكم الثاني مصر.
I would like to welcome you in your second homeland, Egypt.
إن وجود هذا العدد من السفراء الآن في قناة السويس هو فخر لقناة السويس وفخر لمصر.
We hold this day as a matter of pride and honor for all the employees in the Suez Canal to receive such a galaxy of distinguished ambassadors here in the Suez Canal Authority.
ونعلم أنكم تقوموا بدور رائع في توطيد العلاقات بين دولكم وجمهورية مصر العربية.
And I appreciate and really have deep gratitude for the pivotal role you play in fostering the bilateral relations between your countries and Egypt.
ونشكركم على هذا الدور ونرحب به تماما.
And I would like to extend my sincere thanks and appreciation for the pivotal role you have always played in fostering the relations between Egypt and your countries.
ونعتبر شعوبكم هم شعوب أشقاء للشعب المصري.
I would like to highlight this deep and strong relations between Egypt and your countries, and we hold all the peoples together as friends and partners.
ونتمنى مستقبل باهر لدولكم ولشعوبكم، وأن يتمتع الجميع بنعمة الشعور بالأمن والسلام إن شاء الله.
I would like to wish all the success and prosperity to your countries, wishing all the success and prosperous endeavors in the future.
واليوم نحن في قناة السويس. قناة السويس هي تاريخ مصر.
Today we are in the Suez Canal Authority. This is simply the history of Egypt.
ومستقبل مصر.
And I believe that the Suez Canal Authority is even the future of Egypt.
قناة السويس حفرت لما كان تعداد مصر 4.5 مليون نسمة. شارك في الحفر على مدى 10 سنوات مليون نسمة أو مليون مصري من أصل 4.5 مليون مصري.
Over 150 years ago, the Suez Canal was built when Egypt's population was just 4.5 million. Out of these 4.5, 1 million Egyptian citizens participated in the project.
حفروا قناة السويس بسواعدهم، أظافرهم، دمهم ودموعهم ليصنعوا شريانا للحياة ليس لمصر وحدها ولكن للعالم أجمع.
The Egyptians dug the canal using their hands, minds, and a pure Egyptian blood.
قناة السويس بيعمل فيها الآن 25,000 عامل وموظف كلهم مصريين ليس بينهم أجنبي واحد.
The Egyptians created the Suez Canal so that it will be a life archery for the whole world. Let me mention that the Suez Canal has more than 25,000 workers and employees. They are all Egyptians with no foreigners at all.
وبيديروا قناة السويس بمنتهى الكفاءة والاقتدار.
The committed employees of the Suez Canal are able to run this great facility efficiently at high skills.
وفي الفترة الأخيرة حفروا قناة موازية هي قناة السويس الجديدة.
And here comes again the Egyptians. They are doing one more miracle by digging the new Suez Canal in less than 1 year.
علاوة على أن قناة السويس الآن أسند لها مشروع التنمية بمنطقة قناة السويس.
The Suez Canal Authority is not just responsible for the maritime route, but we are responsible as well to develop the Suez Canal economic zone.
قناة السويس هي محور التجارة العالمية ما بين الشرق والغرب، وبيمر بها حوالي 11% من حجم التجارة العالمية حاليا.
Let me stress one important point is that the Suez Canal is the trade beacon between the East and the West, and we have almost 11% of the world trade transiting the Suez Canal.
قناة السويس قادرة على التعامل حاليا مع الأجيال الحالية والقادمة في بناء السفن.
Let me assure you all that the Suez Canal is able to accommodate the current generations of vessels and even the future generations of vessels.
واليوم سوف نقدم عرض تقديمي عن مشروع التنمية بمنطقة قناة السويس وعن مشروع حفر قناة السويس الجديدة.
And today, with honor, we would like to brief you through a presentation about the new Suez Canal project and the Suez Canal Economic Zone project as well.
وسوف تقومون برحلة في قناة السويس الجديدة، وسوف تشاهدون بعض المشاريع التي تتم في منطقة قناة السويس.
The presentation today will be followed by a sea tour in the New Suez Canal, where you can get to see the real magnificent miracle achieved by the Egyptians. And of course, there will be field visits to many of the important projects taking place in Egypt in the meantime, especially in the Suez Canal economic zone.
وكما قلت من قبل أن منطقة قناة السويس هي مستقبل مصر إن شاء الله.
As I mentioned a few moments ago, that the Suez Canal economic zone is the future of Egypt.
ومنذ ثورة 25 يناير في مصر 2011 حتى الآن لم تتوقف الملاحة في قناة السويس ولو لحظة واحدة.
Let me highlight one important point as well, that since the 25th January in 2011, the revolution, the transit in the Suez Canal did not stop, and it was not interrupted at all, even for 1 second.
تقوم القوات المسلحة المصرية بتأمين المجرى الملاحي لقناة السويس في البر وفي البحر وفي الجو.
And then he stressed the pivotal role of the Egyptian armed forces in securing the maritime route of the Suez Canal 24 hours around the clock.
واحنا لا نميز بين عالم دولة وعالم دولة أخرى في عبور السفن في قناة السويس.
Another point worth mention is that in the Suez Canal we deal with all countries and all states equally with no discrimination whatsoever.
ولا نسيس قناة السويس.
And of course, the Suez Canal Authority is completely away from any political issues taking place in the meantime.
قناة السويس مفتوحة للجميع.
The Suez Canal Authority is an international entity open for everyone.
عدا 3 حالات.
And we have 3 cases where we prevent vessels from transiting the Suez Canal.
لو سفينة تحمل مخدرات نمنعها من المرور.
Case number 1, if the vessel has any drugs on board.
لو سفينة تحمل تجارة الرقيق أو العبيد.
If any vessel is involved, along with its crew is involved in human trafficking, of course.
لو سفينة في حالة حرب معلنة مع مصر.
And if we have a direct conflict and we are in a war case against some countries.
لكن جميع السفن لها حرية المرور البريء في قناة السويس.
Otherwise, and away from these 3 cases, all the vessels are welcome to transit the Suez Canal normally.
فأنا أؤكد على أن قناة السويس هي شريان الحياة لدول العالم، وأنها بتلعب دورها حاليا وبتطور نفسها حتى تكون أسرع قناة ملاحية في العالم وأأمن قناة ملاحية في العالم.
Simply, the Suez Canal as a maritime route, this is the life artery for the world trade. It plays a pivotal role in transferring the trade between the East and the West. And we believe that this will be the development beacon in Egypt in the near future.
وأن مشروع التنمية في منطقة قناة السويس هو مستقبل مصر بإذن الله.
Referring to the Suez Canal economic zone, this will be the real development springboard where Egypt will be launched a few steps forward in the near future and on the long term.
وفي العرض التقديمي هيكون هناك أفلام توضح مفهوم قناة السويس الجديدة ومفهوم مشروع التنمية في منطقة قناة السويس.
Throughout the presentation today, we will watch together some documentary films stating the facts about the Suez Canal as a project and the Suez Canal economic zone as well.
أكرر ترحيبي وتقديري لزيارة حضراتكم إلى قناة السويس.
I would like to reiterate my deep appreciation and gratitude for your unique visit today.
اسمحوا لي أن نبدأ العرض التقديمي، وسوف أقوم بتقديم العرض التقديمي شباب هيئة قناة السويس.
Excellencies, please allow me to start the presentation. I would like to invite the use of the Suez Canal Authority to start the presentation.
وسوف نبدأ بعد العرض التقديمي إجراءات الرحلة المخصصة لهذا اليوم.
And we will proceed immediately with our program of visit once we finish the presentation here.
شكرا على حضوركم، وأكرر شكري وتقديري لكم ولشعوبكم ولدولكم.
I would like to repeat my sincere thanks and appreciation. I would like to thank and extend my greetings to your peoples. And thank you all for being here today.
شكرا.
Thanks a lot. Let me mention that the rest of the presentation will be provided through simultaneous translation through Channel 1. So please tune your devices to Channel 1 for the English translation.
السيد الفريق مهاب مميش رئيس هيئة قناة السويس، السيد الفريق أسامة ربيع نائب رئيس هيئة قناة السويس، السادة الحضور، يعني أهلا وسهلا بحضراتكم في هيئة قناة السويس. إن شاء الله النهارده هنعمل عرض تقديمي عن مشروعين العملاقين اللي كلفت بيهم هيئة قناة السويس منذ سبتمبر 2013 وحتى الآن. المشروع الأول مشروع التنمية بمنطقة قناة السويس، وده ابتدى في سبتمبر 2013 ومستمر حتى الآن. المشروع الثاني مشروع قناة السويس الجديدة اللي بدأ في أغسطس 2014 وتم الانتهاء منه في عام كامل بناء على تعليمات القيادة السياسية. فهنبتدي إن شاء الله مع بعض العرض للمشروع الأول مشروع التنمية، ثم ندخل إن شاء الله في المشروع الثاني.
Suez Canal Area Development Project. Principles behind the idea of the project. 1. Egypt's pressing need for giant national economic projects that would support the Egyptian economy to the benefit of present and future generations. 2. Making use of the existing potential at the project ports, and creating well-developed industrial zones that would benefit from the goods transported through the Suez Canal. 3. Providing job opportunities and creating new urban communities that would attract people from densely populated areas to the canal zone. 4. Getting ready to maximize benefits from the growth of world trade in places such as China, Southeast Asia and India, going to Europe and the United States via the Suez Canal and back. Geography of the project: West Port Said Port, East Port Said Port, Al-Arish Port, the Valley of Technology east of Ismailia, Industrial Zone northwest of the Gulf of Suez, Anabia Port, Safna Port, Al-Tur Port. Development of ports: West Port Said Port, Safna Port, East Port Said Port, Al-Arish Port, Al-Tur Port, Anabia Port. Industrial zones: Industrial Area East Port Said, Industrial Area Kantara, Industrial Area Safna. Examples of the industries proposed to be included in the area of the project: car assembly plants, electronics, distribution and redistribution logistics centers, shipbuilding and ship repair industries, manufacture and repair of containers, furniture and woodworks, textiles, food processing industries, pharmaceutical industries, and any other activities in accordance with the master plan and investment demand in the project area. Some of the expected privileges that investment in the project would provide: 1. The distinguished location would allow investors to move both dynamically and efficiently in order to access regional and international markets. It would provide a lot of flexibility in marketing products in the Mediterranean area, Europe, and up to the east coast of the United States in the north. It would also make it possible to reach the Gulf area, the Arabian Sea, Africa, Southeast Asia, and up to India in the south, with no deviation. Due consideration should be given to the booming economies of China, Southeast Asia and India, and the expected growth of their exports through the Suez Canal. 2. The availability of new investment laws and regulations that would offer investors quite a lot of protection. A tailor-made set of regulations is currently being written by a group of specialists in cooperation with the Ministry of Justice and the Ministry of Investment. The new rules and regulations will focus on avoiding the previous obstacles encountered by investors in Egypt, and will be designed in line with international standards. 3. The facility of allocating land to investors for long and renewable periods of time in order to make investors feel both the security and stability of being part of the project. 4. The good infrastructure that is implemented in accordance with international standards, under the supervision of specialized consulting houses and corresponding to the requirements of the relevant activities included in the master plan of the project. This, however, will go side by side with developing the existing infrastructure in the project area. access of the industrial and economic zones as well as the logistic centers to the Suez Canal waters and the 5 ports of the project, the manner that makes it extremely easy to import the raw materials needed, and export the end product. This will certainly bring down the cost of the product and add to the profitability of investment. 6. The unprecedented flexible approach in dealing with prospective investors, so far as administrative and contractual procedures are concerned. The project location shall be the venue for all relevant procedures and paperwork. 7. The project shall be connected to land bridges and sea routes so that multimodal transportation can be used. 8. Ensuring the passage of a large numerical capacity of vessels carrying all kinds of goods. 9.